Writing a good story is hard. Making a good movie is hard. Transforming one into the other is even harder. Welcome to Adaptive Difficulty. This is a show where a couple of book lovers take on the challenge of adaptations. I'm Cameron, and with my friend Josh, we explore the difficult and sometimes bizarre choices that happen in the course of making an adaptation. This week, we are exploring the 2025 Minecraft movie, based on the world-famous video game, Minecraft.
Hello, I'm Josh.
And I'm Cameron.
And to hang a lampshade on everything, right when we got started, we did say last episode we would be doing The Princess Bride, but we yearned for the mines, so we called an audible. Possibly, as we may discuss, to our downfall.
Definitely to our downfall. Not to show our hand as to what this video is going to be about.
We could have gone ahead and done an episode on a universally revered cult classic, but we were chasing
the cloud
relevance, yeah, and have paid the price and have learned a great moral lesson.
Well, I mean, we had to think about it. Like, does anyone everyone would want to watch this or listen to this now? The Minecraft
is going to listen
version.
to it right now, or possibly 2 weeks ago.
I mean, but if we were to do it 2 months from now, no one would want to listen to it because everyone would know this is a terrible film.
Yeah, we either do it now or 5 years from now when it's like an anniversary nostalgia play for 18-year-olds who were 13 when it came out.
It would be whenever they release the sequel, a Minecraft movie 2.
Right.
To Minecraft 2 movie.
So, but because neither of us, I assume, finished reading The Princess Bride, this is where we find ourselves with no recourse.
Always do the reading, kids. Always do the reading.
So the first thing I want to address, not our history of Minecraft, it's did you go see this alone in theaters?
No. So I texted my brother who and I was like, hey, you want to go see a movie? And he's like, what movie? And I said, a Minecraft movie. And he was like, are you sure? And I was like, yes. And he's like, what time? And I was like, I can do any time. And if he had said no at any point, I would not have gone. And I would have been like, we're doing The Princess Bride. Because there's absolutely no way I walk into the movie theater and see a Minecraft movie alone.
Okay, well, I'm a braver, stronger man than you because that is absolutely what I did.
You didn't even take your wife?
Well, she wasn't really interested.
Did you explain to her
she's smarter than me
about Minecraft?
And she was busy. She was busy because she, like you, is a middle school teacher. Which is
and I blew off grading those papers. I was like, this is will help me connect to the kids.
Yeah. So then I guess the second question is, did you have any of the now infamous theatrical experience when you
no
saw it?
So apparently, and I guess I didn't, there's apparently a sign at the movie theater that I went to where it's like, if you do any of this stuff, we will ban you for life. I also went on Easter Sunday, so
right
at 2 p.m. So everyone is still doing their daily Easter dinner kind of ritual kind of thing. So
yeah, mine was the same thing. So I think the only people there were either non-religious families or families where it was like the activity they were doing was going to see a movie. So it was larger families with much younger, I don't think 4-year-olds know about the chicken jockey meme, so
that's true.
They weren't causing a commotion. There was a middle-aged woman that fully took a call at normal volume. So it's not just the 12-year-olds that are, a menace upon society.
I would say, in the grand scheme of things, I feel like yeah, talking in the movie theater's bad, but I think throwing stuff that you don't plan on picking up yourself is probably worse.
Yeah, but because not every, like, my brother who's in college saw it at like a theater near a college, so I think it was probably a little rowdier than the screening I saw. And he said, people clapped. So like some screenings are just like hype, not littering.
Yeah. I mean, I've only ever seen stuff.
And I would say
from.
I think people screaming at key lines in this movie could only possibly improve it, whereas a woman taking a call was actively disruptive.
Yeah, I'm more coming from the people who just throw their popcorn and everything everywhere, or bring a live chicken to the theater and hold it up for chicken jockey.
Yeah, that's both inhumane and annoying. Yeah,
I mean,
you shouldn't subject a chicken to the Minecraft movie.
You have to like do this over the course of many years, building up slowly, like a Rocky Horror Picture Show. You can't just do it all at once.
Yeah, well, see, now that we'll just have to see, where it goes from here, because I think the lines that were in the trailer, like chicken jockey and lava chicken, I can't remember any of the others. I am Steve, I guess, is that gives you the starting point, but it's only like 4 or 5 lines total. So if this has any life as a cult classic, it'll pick up more.
I don't think that anything that gets popular because of the internet is not going to become a cult classic, I think, because the internet just moves too fast, and you need to simmer a cult classic. You can't broil it. That's
true. I feel like Cats was the closest we've gotten recently, and then COVID just took the wind out of its sales.
And I would be very surprised if anyone thinks about a Minecraft movie
until they release a sequel.
Yeah, really. I think after I probably think once May starts, it's dead in the water. It's like
yeah, Stitch is about to come out, so they'll leave it behind.
Yeah. We should have done that one as our clout chaser.
Yeah, that's it. We haven't really touched on that idea of the live action Disney adaptations. Is that a subject we would handle?
Well,
when it's movie to movie.
I have never been kind to those movies, so we should. I don't know.
I think I've seen the majority of them, and some of them are okay, but we can get into that if we ever do cover them. Most of them are bad. So beyond our middling theatrical experiences, I guess, but not completely disrupted. My theater had the signs too. What is our personal experience with Minecraft?
As in the video game?
Yeah.
I've played it only a handful of times since I don't know. It's not really my type of game. It almost certainly is my type of game, but I don't really, and I probably should just get over this because I like the game. It's not a game that I want to be associated with.
So for me, I would think Minecraft is one element of culture where I think I have some legit hipster credibility, because I was the first middle schooler to be too into it in 2010. It came out, the very first version came out in 2009. I started playing it because I heard about it on a forum in fall of 2010. I think it was the update before, I played for a few weeks before they added the Nether, or before it was only Notch developing it at the time, before Notch added the Nether. I remember trying to talk about it with my friends at school, and none of them had heard of it, so nobody wanted to talk about it yet. But then the joke's on me, because I was playing on the computer. It didn't pop off until it was on Xbox, and I didn't have an Xbox, so I got left behind playing the superior PC version.
That is true. That's how it always goes, though, Josh. It's always the console kiddies who make history.
Yeah, so, but I played it a lot with my internet-based forum friends. There were several servers on the forum I was a part of that were pretty established with I had a lot of playtime on it. But by the time, like, it feels like such a significant part of my life, and I have played a lot of it even in the years since then. But like, really, by the time the full release came out in like August of 2011, it was kind of dying off for me. So my strongest memories are of like that beta period.
Well, you're not really like one to like stick very long with video games, I feel like, just based on how I've seen you play video games.
Yeah, but Minecraft is probably my highest playtime video game of my life.
See, I just played WoW the entire time of like my middle school to high school years, so, and that was like really the only game.
And
I
played. I do that famous, thing of like, once a year it's Minecraft season, and you and the bros like run a server for like a month. That's just a classic phenomenon.
Which is what we did.
And it calls, you yearn for the mines once a year.
I mean, it's true.
So it is weird. It's like, because like they keep updating it. So over time, it's like some parts of it just become part of the game, and other parts of it, even though they're like super old now, still feel strange to me because I just never bother interacting with them because they weren't a thing, back when I played it the most. So it's like the idea of bothering to like gear up and go fight the Ender Dragon is like still kind of foreign to me, even though that was added 14 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But there are other things that, I don't think I don't even know how to summon the Wither or the other bosses. But like other things, like the fact that there's more biomes in the Nether and you can like make netherite armor, like that appealed to me. So I'm more accustomed to it, even though it's a much more recent update. So it's just kind of like a grab bag of aspects I care about and aspects I just never really paid that much attention to.
And honestly, that's what a sandbox should be.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not the wrong way to play it. Just
if I learned anything from playing WoW too much, it's that when they try to force you to play things you don't want to play, it gets really annoying really quickly.
Yeah. Well, that is like, because even like, I don't really like the hunger bar because I remember when it wasn't there. And I get annoyed by having to like go make a farm like as fast as possible.
But the eating noise is so good.
If I can avoid taking damage and I got good, just let me get good.
No. But then you wouldn't have the Minecraft eating noise, which is the best eating noise in any video game history.
Well, that's true. But there was like a period of time, like a year or two ago, there's like a whole culture around like spin-off versions of Minecraft, like alternate history mods. Like, what if Minecraft developed with a different like aesthetic and like design focus from like this update on, which is just like the mod developer picking their favorite, era of Minecraft and then continuing to make more of it. So I was playing like mods that only, that started from beta 1.7 before they added the villages and hunger. And it was interesting. And I did end up thinking like, I don't have to get into all of this because it's just like random thoughts about game design, but there's some merit to it that I think was lost.
I mean, that's what mods are for, is that like, no matter what product you make, you can't satisfy everyone, so just let them do it themselves.
Yeah. And I mean, to the original developer and Mojang and Microsoft's credit, like they've never prevented there from being mods. So, and then, but as far as like my emotional connection to Minecraft, it's played a large role in my life. Like I've played a lot of it and I like it as a game. So
I'd probably rank it in terms of games that are important to me, probably somewhere between 100 and 200 games. Like it's in that range.
But like I can see, like, I was watching the Minecraft parodies back in 2011, so I could see I could see 12-year-old me, if a Minecraft movie, if they had managed to fast track it and release it back then, I would have been all over it.
Man, just thinking about how like internet humor has shifted so much since then, and so much of the movie is like current internet humor to a degree, or like the style of like humor. That movie would just be drastically different if it was released in like 2013.
Well, yeah, like that is Minecraft as a game and as a relevant cultural force has lasted so much longer than so many things that overlapped it. Like I, while we were playing it to prepare for this episode, I saw an Enderman, and I was like, it's crazy that they put a reference to Slenderman in back when that would have been topical, and now it's like 13 years later, and the Slenderman reference is still in the game, but Slenderman has nothing to do with anything anymore.
I mean, like the Nether portal's based off a World of Warcraft thing.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. So like it's called the Dark Portal.
Portals to hell just aren't that uncommon.
I know, but it looks very similar. And like in the movie, when they're like bringing them outside of the Nether at the very end, I'm like, this is such like Warcraft energy of like the orcs exiting the Dark Portal, and like the evil witch lady looks just like Gul'dan, who's a villain from Warcraft. Like they knew what they were doing. When are we gonna watch the Warcraft movie?
Well, add it to the list. Are we ready to talk about? I mean, other than we've given our thoughts on it, which is that it's not a good movie, but are we ready to talk more specifics on the movie? So, do you have anywhere in mind to start?
I think we probably should start with the elephant in the room, which is I think Jack Black as like the main character.
Okay, so I know Jack Black's like, the beloved sweetheart, and I don't think he doesn't embarrass himself in this movie, and he's clearly giving the performance the movie called for. But it's just like, whatever charm this movie does have, it's just watching Jack Black vamp in front of a green screen.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, this is one of those Jack Black movies where I think there's not a strong, like, story to, like, hold him back so that he, like, only does it occasionally. It's just there for Jack Black to do Jack Black things. And I typically like those films a lot less than I like, I think Po, Kung Fu Panda, even though it's Jack Black, it's a lot more like story driven. And so it's just Jack Black playing a good character. Whereas this one, it's like, oh, it's right. Jack Black being Jack Black. Because if he wasn't, the movie would be unwatchable.
Yeah, it's like, this is, I can't think of a way to say this that doesn't make me sound slightly insane, so give me some time to get it the thought out. I feel like Minecraft Steve in a Minecraft movie could be a more complex character, and the movie would survive that being a thing. Like, it's like he's alone in this like crazy world, and I think this children's movie could get away with giving that performance and that writing some more depth without just like going off the deep end. But instead, it's just like Jack Black announcing the thing that's on screen and then doing a little dance like every single line. Like Steve in this movie has absolutely no like interiority or like integrity as a character. He just exists to like announce things and be Jack Black, like you said.
I mean, it's almost like a cost of like, it's like them wanting to have their cake and eat it too, where they want Jack Black to be a funny guy, but they know that stories have to have like character writing and character like drama. But the way they've written Jack Black, he can't have any of that.
Well, it's like that's almost the whole reason they needed all the other characters, is because they need Jack Black to be doing Jack Black things the whole plot.
But would this movie not have been so much better had it been him and his dog Dennis like exploring Minecraft world for like the first couple times, and he has some tension about whether or not he wants to stay in Minecraft world or if he wants to go back home and live his life. Like, I feel like that's enough of a conflict in a movie that, and you can have him like exposit towards the dog, because I mean, yeah, clearly that's what's going to happen because people talk to dogs all the time, and that's a very convenient way of like, for at least for a younger audience, getting like interiority across. So I don't understand the concept of like, we need to have this other kid and his sister and this random lady and this random man also join in as like, other than the fact that it's trying to copy like Jumanji in terms of like wanting to be like a group adventure.
Yeah. Well, it's like, and this is the part that maybe will make me sound slightly insane, but it's like, I think there's actually a lot you could do, and you could do it in a way that kids could understand, with like Steve is creatively unfulfilled because at the beginning they establish he has like a soul-crushing office job.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets to this world where like you can do anything you want to, but he's the only human being and the only like thinking person around, and just like the loneliness of full artistic expression versus, you know, no companionship other than his dog. Like, you know, and he has time to build that whole theme park. And like, I think that set piece really went underused
Mm-hmm.
because it's the most like Minecraft-y thing. Like that's the type of stuff people build in Minecraft when they spend a long time in a world, or if they're in creative mode, like, you know, really sprawling stuff like that. And you could almost do sort of a like Ozymandias, you know, with Steve's theme park.
I mean, it's almost
and
like
it just goes unused.
I mean, it almost feels like if I was making this film, I almost like that initial chase scene when they get there and they're like the night falls and they're being attacked by zombies or whatnot. Why not have them run into like the theme park and have them do, you know, theme park stuff?
Yeah, or just even have, you know, have the people who show up in the world just explore the theme park and have a slower moment in the movie of like someone spent so much time creating this, you know, all inspiring thing, you know, and kind of build up some of the hype that the new characters have to meet Steve or find out who built it.
You know, you remember that in the Johnny Depp Willy Wonka scene when they go up to the factory and they have the weird like little show thing, or I guess the scene in Shrek when they go up into Duloc and they get the weird little show thing with the puppets. Probably could have done something like that with like Redstone.
Yeah, that's true. It could have been like, right. And then you're going back to like, it could have been kind of Wizard of Ozzy, you know, with the head of smoke. Something like that.
I almost feel like this movie was too afraid of, I don't know, talking and responding to and integrating other works of art. Like it had to just be all Minecraft all the time.
Well, it's interesting you say that because if I had one thing that I would point out as like my surprise of the movie, it's that this was directed by the guy who directed Napoleon Dynamite, and it's the amount of similarities to Napoleon Dynamite that it has.
Well, I've not seen Napoleon Dynamite in I think 15 years, and I did not like it when I saw it when I was younger. So
I like it okay, but that's probably about true for me too. But like, it's set in a nowhere town in Idaho. Tater tots play an important role. There's like there's a cringeworthy like martial arts class. There's just sort of this general like, sort of like, it's not even countercultural. It's like this like outsider Midwest aesthetic that like permeates everything that's outside of the Minecraft world in the movie.
okay.
Just like kind of like quirky, broad, but still like kind of fundamentally depressive Midwestern characters.
Yeah, but I mean, I to me that feels more like in the way that like Tim Burton has like a Tim Burton like aesthetic, and like it feels weird to say, oh, the color scheme in Alice in Wonderland is clearly, you know, the same color scheme as in Willy Wonka. They're kind of referencing each other. Like it doesn't feel like that. Just feels like the artist has a style they like to work in.
Right. Well, but Jared Hess hasn't made a whole lot of movies, so
I know he hasn't got it all
We're
worked out in the
starting-
system.
we're starting to see, like, you know, I'm sure there's more than this, but all the ones I know of are Napoleon Dynamite, Nacho Libre, and a Minecraft movie. So it's just kind of starting to show you, you know, the directorial signatures at play.
Obsessed with potatoes. I was trying to turn my brain off while I was watching this. In all honesty, I thought that was probably the best way of getting through it while enjoying it.
Yeah.
I do like the kind of weird, like speech patterns of everyone in this film, like where it doesn't sound like they're actually human, especially when they're not in the Minecraft world.
Yeah. I think that worked for me for everyone except Henry, the main kid. I don't know if it was the writing or if his performance wasn't very convincing. I thought his sister was fine, but he just came across a little awkward.
I mean, I almost wonder if that's kind of what they were going for. I mean, I know, like, to a degree, I don't think that his performance was the strongest. I probably would not even crack top 5, in all honesty, in the film. But, I mean, he's supposed to be this kind of weird kid who doesn't quite mesh enough with everyone else to kind of fit in. So I think the fact that his, like, speech pattern is just a little bit off from everyone else's, I think, kind of works in that regard.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I do love this, like, I don't know, this, you know, it's a trope of, like, the bully just, like, likes to be mean. Because if any kid was like, I'm going to build a rock, like a jetpack, wouldn't you just root for them the entire way through? Like, I don't understand why it would be cause for, like, mocking somebody, even if you, like, ended up destroying it and blowing up your town's mascot or whatever. I still feel like you'd still be the most popular kid in school that day.
I think if you made enough progress to blow up the mascot like the kid in the movie did, then yes, you would have the other school students on your side. If you were just like a kid who was like, I'm going to build a jetpack, you know, I feel like that has the same energy as like the uncle at Nintendo. Like, I'm going to build a jetpack, you know, providing no proof, just like, sounds like a good idea. So you tell everyone you're going to do it. Like, that seems like something that, you know, as an imperfect former student myself, I probably would have scorned the person saying that.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, it is to a degree to, like, illogical to try to, like, logic your way through movies, or try to wish movies were kind of otherwise. But I don't know. It's just one of those many aspects that I was like, does this part really need to be in the film to, like, do a good film? And I felt that way about most of the human characters. Where I'm like, why are you here?
Yeah. Well, this movie had like 10 people credited on the screenplay or something like that.
I mean that checks out. Like,
which is usually a sign of like they really could not get it to work and rewrote until they had something usable.
Well, my brother leaned over about, I think we were about a third of the way through the film. So I think we were in the first kind of village fight. And he was like, do you think this movie was written by AI? And honestly, it would not surprise me if it at least passed a couple times through like ChatGPT or something like that to kind of like...
Obviously, we may never know what the writing process was actually like. But the rights to this movie have existed for a long time. So first of all, you have the problem of Minecraft gets updates. So like, what update did they even start writing this movie during? And did they have to keep editing to kind of try to stay current? And then like, I almost feel like something more like what we were describing, where Steve was like the only main character, feels like maybe how the movie started when it was being written, and then like the extra characters kept getting added around it.
Well, I mean, like,
and like,
I think especially, I mean, like the adult woman character is clearly just meant to be nothing more than like the kind of comedy like side character who's not like supposed to have anything deep going on with them. Right. So like, you could really add her at any stage. I'm just very curious as to when they decided to add the brother and sister and the dead mom backstory, and like she has to care for him, like, because that just feels like I kept like waiting for like that part to like apply itself to the movie anyway, and it just really doesn't, like, at all.
I feel like they started out with like when they added the boy, who's really, I feel like, the main of the two. Like, it's more focused on his development.
Absolutely.
Probably someone, and a pretty cynical someone, was like, what type of kid would Minecraft appeal to? Like, what's at the heart of it? And they were like, you know, escape from the outside world, creative expression.
Autistic nerd.
Yeah, exactly. Like, not to say that it's not even wrong, but it's just like, it feels like you know, at some point, like one of the editing passes that the screenplay got was like, let's focus on a target audience and really add them to the screenplay. And that's when he became the, you know, quote unquote protagonist. What I want to know is when Jason Momoa as a washed up arcade champion got added, because that, like, to me, it's weird that it's not even like an esports star. He's a arcade champion. Like, that's such a dated idea of a professional gamer.
Well, like, it is kind of weird that it's not set, like, I don't know, like, it's been long enough since Minecraft. I mean, I don't know. Minecraft doesn't really exist in the universe of this movie. It's just kind of an alternate reality kind of thing. So it's not like it's like, they're like, oh, it's from the video game Minecraft or whatever. But I feel like they could have brought it up to something that was, like, closer. I mean, it does reek of, like, okay, let me Google video game, like, history or whatever, or video game things, and the first thing that pops up is probably Street Fighter 2, which is what this game is based off of, that he's playing, or whatever. Or it looks like it. It's a little bit different, but I don't know.
As I was saying it, I did start to think, like, it does, again, feel like maybe part of it that really did come from Jared Hess, because it just feels like like you could put Jason Momoa's character in this movie into Napoleon Dynamite and it would just fit in as a subplot.
Or Nacho Libre.
Yeah, either one. So
I don't know. I mean, I think his character, out of all of them, feels the most compelling to me.
Yeah. I mean, like, if they have to do the whole, like, portal world to another world thing, which I'm not even sure they have to do, that would be, and I was narrowing it down to focus the story a little more, I would keep his character and kill the rest.
Well, I think he serves as a good foil for Jack Black's character, because Jack Black is like, or his character is like, I don't know why I keep saying his character. I know his name, Steve. Steve is very much like, oh, he's artistic, and he doesn't really care about anything other than being artsy and kind of living his creative life. Whereas, Jason Momoa's character, whose name I'm forgetting, I know his name is Trashbag.
Garrett.
He's much more like, at least kind of how he is in the movie. He's much more financially driven. He's a lot less like, I like this because I like this. It's I like this because I'm good at it and I can, you know, do something with it. So it's almost like kind of if I was going to make a movie with just those two, you could do a whole lot of, like, you know, parallels between, you know, creative endeavor versus, you know, having to make a living as an artist off your work or whatever.
Right. And also, Jason Momoa's character is sort of has at some point in his life succeeded at his, like, passion.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it didn't provide him everything, versus Steve, who, you know, never pursued his passion at all, but is secure at his boring job. So.
Yeah, I just think that there's, like, they go too well together as characters that I almost feel like, and I guess I have no proof of this, and we may never know, but, like, it just feels like the only person who gave any thought as to what an additional character should bring to the story was when they were bringing his character into the story.
Yeah, I would agree with that, more or less.
And I don't know if that means that it was one of the first editions or if it was one of the last editions and they were trying to do, like, a Hail Mary kind of situation. Rip the Pope.
Yeah. And then,
you think he saw the Minecraft movie before he died?
Surely.
Where's Matt Pat when you need him?
You know, I saw online, you know, like, there's this website that I use sometimes to, like, buy Blu-rays called groove.com, and someone was, like, posting, like, I found out the Pope died from this banner ad on groove.com. That was just, like, it's just this, like, site for selling DVDs, but they have this big banner that's like, Rip Pope Francis 2025. So, you know, I think he was a big cinephile, really loved physical media. Surely he saw Minecraft.
Maybe we should do Conclave.
Maybe next. It killed him.
I mean, no, it was definitely JD Vance that killed him. In Minecraft. Okay, I want to get into more specifics of, like,
aspects from the game that we experienced that made it into the movie and stuff like that, and how they did it.
Mm-hmm.
But the last like general thought I have before we get into that is the big thing I think the movie missed is that so much of the experience of playing Minecraft is methodical and passive and kind of peaceful, like interspersed with moments of like fighting a monster or deciding to like go on an adventure and like, you know, raid a specific place or like exploring a dungeon. But then you've got a lot of like waiting for the night to be over so you can attend to your farm during the day, and, you know, mining in a straight line for 30 minutes at a time. And, you know, the soundtrack kicks in with all that peaceful music. And this movie is so obsessed with just being, for lack of a better way to say it, like ADHD and hyperactive, because it's afraid of like kids losing their focus while it's playing, that it completely loses that. Like, I think that's the biggest failure of how it adapts the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird thinking back, because I guess I wasn't really noticing this because I was trying to not think about it a whole lot as I was watching it. And I do think as the movie went on, my brother slowly kind of like fell and sunk deeper and deeper into his chair as if he was questioning whether or not he should have agreed to come with me.
I fell asleep like for about 10 minutes.
Really? What 10 minutes did you miss?
I remember when they were like flying together, and then like Jack Black had to put his face in Jason Momoa's crotch so they could fly through that gap. And then I like the next like 10 minutes, I don't really know what happened. It's like when they got split up, I don't really know why they got split up and had to reunite.
Because we have to have conflict for girl character to have, so she can talk to other character about why she needs to, you know, be nicer to her brother or whatever.
Yeah, but like I don't know the literal plot reason that they got split up.
Oh,
like,
there was
the last thing I remember, they were all still in a group.
They were in the town. They got separated in the town, and the girls got on a boat, and the boys went flying.
Okay. I was starting to nod off, and then when they flew through that gap and were, you know, 69ing, I fell asleep.
I can't believe that's the part you fall asleep to. But it's like just the total lack of downtime, and I think this is a trend that's, you know, been getting more and more common. I think it kind of, on the macro level, I kind of see it in kind of the shortening of seasons, where like seasons used to be like 23 episodes or whatever, or 22 episodes, and so you had a lot of downtime.
Yeah, like one of them was on a beach, and one of them was the Christmas episode.
You could have filler episodes that now and then that like still contributed to characterization, but they weren't like super plot heavy.
Right.
Whereas now what you have is like 7 episodes of various lengths to kind of do every single plot element that you can possibly do. It's a consequence of like the streaming works and how it's contributed to movie watching and TV show watching. I think it's a concept of like, despite the fact that I think a lot of social media is a lot of just stupid downtime that tries to force you or convince you that every moment's like super impactful.
Yeah, but like the Minecraft, I mean, movies have been 90 to 100 minutes, like the Minecraft movie, for a long time.
Mm-hmm. I'm not saying the time.
So I don't know,
it's more of like just the style of like.
It does. This is one of the first movies to feel kind of like you're scrolling a TikTok feed.
I mean, I think that's partially because Jack Black sings throughout this whole movie, or through lots of it, where it's like, oh, this is the Jack Black, you know, part that is going to go up on TikTok so they can, you know, get 1,000 likes or whatever.
It did feel, that was another, it's like, I almost wish they had committed to just making it more of a musical and just given him some outright musical numbers instead of just like the obvious like meme bait of having him sing a couple jingles.
I think this movie would have been a lot better in your style if it was a lot more like Baby Driver, where like it's just the music's like throughout the entire thing. It's like built into kind of the action, and of course that takes a lot more like skill as like and time as like directing it and editing it and everything. But Baby Driver is a good movie.
I think that's the end of my general thoughts, but there are, I think the main positive emotions I felt, and this is how they get you, is just like, when I recognize the thing and
Josh, you're the problem.
Pointing at the screen like Leonardo DiCaprio.
I mean,
thought they did when he said what?
When he said, first we're going to mine, then we're going to craft, and they're like, let's Minecraft. I was like, wow, he said it.
Yeah. Wow. But like, I think they did a more authentic job of incorporating elements of the game than I guess I would have given them credit for going into it, to give them like the slightest positive feedback.
Well, like, I feel like a more cynical version of this movie doesn't trust its audience to like understand what is happening. So they would like, for each new monster or whatever, they like have Jack Black explain exactly what it works and how it works. Whereas like, I think this movie does a good job of just kind of letting them do their thing.
Right. And it'll point out the like, oh, thing you should recognize, but it doesn't explain it to you. Like he says chicken jockey, but the fact that that's like a thing from Minecraft that happens sometimes, it's not like they go into the details of that. Or like they go to the Woodland Mansion and it's just the Woodland Mansion of the plot and it makes perfect sense, but that is a thing in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it works other than the Fight Club, it works, the way it does in the game. And actually,
it's a very Nazi part of the movie.
He finds the Nether because he finds a ruined Nether portal, which I didn't know what they were, but I found one in the world we were playing while we prepared for this episode. And I didn't know they were a thing because I don't keep up with all the different structures that can appear in Minecraft. And so the day before I saw this movie, I had literally found a ruined Nether portal and used the chest conveniently placed next to it to finish the portal and go to the Nether. So like I had lived exactly what Jack Black did.
Did you pop off in that moment when that happened? In the movie?
I was alone in the theater, so no.
So but... I mean, that's the best time. The best time is either when there's no one else in the theater or when there's 1,000 people in the theater.
Feeding the dog is a classic. They have a lot of like little heart animation that happens all the time in Minecraft. The redstone like rails, like
mm-hmm.
they very quickly establish how that works for anyone who maybe the parents that didn't play Minecraft, and then they use it to set up tension in a scene immediately after, and it makes sense and works the way if you were thinking about Minecraft as like a plot, the way it would work if you applied logic to that situation. Trying to think of other examples. I didn't take notes. I don't know if you did.
I did not take notes, no.
Okay. I was going to the Minecraft movie alone on Easter Sunday, so I was like, taking notes would be a step too far.
Well, I'm just like, maybe after we do a few more episodes, next time I go to the movies, I'll take some notes. But like, I'm not there yet professionally.
Yeah. So yeah, parts of them are slipping from my mind. Oh, the Enderman. I actually thought that was a nice touch, that like seeing the Enderman like caused Henry to see like his inner fears and demons rather than just being like a stalky creature. Mm-hmm. I thought that was an interesting like layer to add.
Yeah, I mean, I kept like, because I have a concept of all these things that exist in this movie, and I knew they were going to go through all of them. Although I was surprised about one thing they didn't include. But I was pleasantly surprised about the Enderman. I was less enthused about the introduction to the Creeper. I feel like we probably could have done that just a little bit more. I almost feel like it could have been saved for the mine scene. Like, I think that probably would have been the best time to introduce it, because I feel like you get all you kind of need to know from it.
Yeah. Well, Creepers worked kind of inconsistently. Like, they got so much time to avoid blowing up during that minecart scene that it was kind of noticeable.
Yeah. I mean...
Whereas it worked normally earlier in the movie. Like, it had about the same timing as the game, where it blows up pretty fast once you're near it earlier.
I guess. I mean, to me, that's more of like just a kind of a convention of like they're stretching the time frame or whatever. So like, even though it takes 20 minutes of screen time, it's only like 30 seconds of movie time of like in universe time or whatever. It's kind of how I feel about that kind of aspect.
So what's the one thing you're surprised was not included?
Herobrine. Herobrine's not in the film.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you had asked me to guess things that would show up in a Minecraft movie before it came out, I definitely would have included Herobrine as like a number 1 or 2.
And like, I almost feel like you could have just done it as like a post-credit thing. Like, I think it would have just been funny as like a post-credit thing. But
yeah,
we got that dumb reveal in the post-credit scene. I guess it's a mid-credit scene.
The one thing I would say I'm surprised is not in it is the end and like fighting an Ender Dragon.
Oh, yeah. I saw lots of people, and maybe this is why I didn't think about it when I was watching it, talk about how her plan should have been to open a portal to the end using the kind of magic thing into the sky, and that she should have brought in the Ender Dragon or whatever as like a set piece.
They make up a completely, as far as I know, completely new villain, including like her exact mob type is not in the game, right? She's not like
as far as I mean, listen, Josh, you probably know more Minecraft than I do.
Okay, so it's like the super piglin evil nether woman who wants the orb
because
that's
she was
like the MacGuffin of the movie.
Because she lost.
Her name's like Matryoshka.
Yeah,
something like that. So, but I wonder if it's because the Ender Dragon and in the end is obvious bait for Minecraft Movie 2.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
I guess that's true.
The Ender Dragon is threatening the overworld, so Steve goes back through the portal for one last mission.
I will say,
and maybe this time they'll have the balls to have it just be about Steve.
No, there's no way.
You will say.
No, because they could get the child actor again because you don't pay child actors that much. I actually think they would probably spring the money to get like Jason Momoa back as that character, but I don't know if that character would actually come back. I don't know. If Jason Momoa
if anything, Jack Black might be priced out. Although part of me is like, did Jared Hess get this gig because they knew he was tight with Jack Black and could get Jack Black to do it?
That might be true.
Who knows? It's going to occupy a lot of my mind that the Napoleon Dynamite director was brought back, and this is what he was brought back for, until I get answers.
Well, the question is, do you know when he started working on this film? Because I know this film has been talked about for years, since it's been like bought or whatever.
Let's see if I can find it. I can't find anything. Oh wait, here's one from 2022. Looks like he signed on in April of 2022.
Okay.
About the same time they confirmed Jason Momoa would star.
Is he tight with Jason Momoa?
Probably not. Apparently other directors who were once attached were Sean Levy, who directed Free Guy, and Rob McElhenney from Always Sunny.
I think we got the best director.
I remember back when Rob McElhenney was the everybody was like, I can't believe the Always Sunny guy is making a Minecraft movie, and then he didn't. So it really was unbelievable.
What do you think of the villager real human relationship with the vice principal as like a running joke?
It was pretty good. I think it was one of the funnier, deliberate jokes in the movie.
I think it was ruined.
I think Jennifer Coolidge's character was a little too over the top. Like, depressing, but
I did like
it was ruined by what?
Where they kept like saying that the make and model and year of her car. And they're like, I got hit by a 2008 sedan. Is that what they said? Was that what it was?
Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Jeep Grand Cherokee. I thought that was funny. I thought that was a funny joke.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Fine.
I almost thought that when the villager was going to exit, that what was going to happen was they were going to like take over the town like by capitalist styles by being such a good like trader or whatever, and like break the town of its hold on potatoes or something.
Oh yeah, that
And
would
then
make it. Once she got to,
once he got hit by the car, I kind of knew where it was going.
I was almost surprised that they didn't make any reference to like villager farms and like how players will like trap villagers in like a one block space and like, you know, just force them to be trading machines forever.
I mean, that gets, because they're so humanoid, and very much like people, I feel like that gets a little bit too like gross almost in terms of like depiction.
Well, yeah, it's weird to do it in the game too, even though, you know, they're just pixels that you're trying to like get some resources from, but it still has weird vibes in the game. But
I mean, I think it would have worse vibes.
It's the most efficient option. Well, that's true. They could have just not made one fall in love, and that would have helped.
Yeah.
Where would you rank Minecraft, the video game, in adaptability?
I think on the parts of it being easy to adapt, I think there's enough there in terms of like just sheer amount of content in the game that it's relatively easy to pick and choose different parts to kind of build your own story. The con of that is that requires a person who is probably passionate about Minecraft and passionate about storytelling to be able to do that justice, rather than it probably being a decision made by like the corporate board or whatever.
Yeah. On our rating system, I think I would have to give this our first Donkey Kong. I think it's my first Donkey Kong anyway, because I think Minecraft has so many features, and the way Minecraft is played is so many different ways and so many different things to so many different people, that it's like no matter how you adapt it, there's going to be some sizable portion of the audience that's like, that's not the Minecraft I play, you know?
Yeah, but like, I don't really judge adaptations based on whether or not the audience is going to like it or not, or kind of think, oh, that's my thing. To me, it's more like, do I personally, and I guess, you know, it's me giving myself
right, but
privilege.
I also think like there's some, like every work has some sort of soul in it that you're trying to keep expressing when you readapt it. If that's kind of the shorthand I'm going to use. And I think the soul of what the Minecraft experience is different to a lot of different people. Like, I think if you're someone who plays Minecraft by loading up survival mode and trying to beat it and like exploring and trying to fight the bosses, this movie is probably pretty familiar to you. But if you're someone who likes to build computers out of redstone, it doesn't really have a lot to offer you at all. Or if you boot up creative mode and build a huge castle, you know, it's not really your Minecraft.
Yeah, I mean, I almost think that perhaps it would be better if they had done like a television series where like each season was like a kind of unique take on Minecraft. Again, that kind of falls into the mindset of like, oh, you want to do justice to the kind of art piece as opposed to like just making something to make money off of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still feel like you could reasonably turn out any kind of movie or any kind of adaptation on Minecraft and satisfy, if not a actual majority, like a very close majority of like, you know, like 40% or so of the audience being like, yeah, I can recognize it as Minecraft, regardless of kind of what direction you probably take it. Because I think that even if someone is only person who does like survival and hunting bosses or whatever, versus someone who's only in creative, kind of building things out of the different blocks, I still think that there's enough people who do both of those things kind of intermittently. You know, some favor one more heavily than others or whatnot. Where I think you have enough of an audience to kind of do whatever you want. I guess it's kind of like the Kinsey scale. not that that's relevant. So I still feel like I want to stick with like a Mario. Maybe I'll be like, okay, it's one of the harder Marios. So it's like one of the 2D Marios.
Everyone's a little bit of a creative player.
I mean, sometimes you just want the 2 blocks to touch, and that's fine.
I'm a 2 on the Minecraft Kinsey scale. You know,
you only
every now and then I spawn in an extra stack of diamonds.
But I think I'll give it a Mario.
I think I'm going to hold fast on thinking it's a Donkey Kong, at least compared to anything we've touched so far.
You hold fast to that Kong. I think I did a Kong once.
And
I think you talked me down from it.
Yeah. I think that was Clue, the other game that we've covered so far. Yeah. I do not think that a Minecraft movie beat the Donkey Kong video game. I'm sorry to say. I know this comes as a shock.
Yeah. I think it probably also doesn't beat the Mario version of this either. For the sole purpose that I think that despite all the fun that I can have with Minecraft, the most fun I had with the movie was watching her fall in love with a villager, and then like maybe Jack Black singing the Lava Chicken song.
Yeah, and neither of those are particularly grounded in anything to do with Minecraft other than a vague aesthetic that they took from it.
I mean, I do think that like the Lava Chicken with like the kind of machine like redstone thing is like very much like based in kind of the Minecraft thing. So,
but like the fish out of water like rom-com parody, that has nothing to do at all with Minecraft other than villagers exist in it.
Did you think that Lava Chicken looked gross?
Well, yeah. It was weird how it was like the skin detail was like so detailed, but it was still
just like this weird
blocky Minecraft chicken. It should have been. I think it would have been. Which I guess that's the real elephant in the room is that we never addressed why they didn't just make it all look like Minecraft actually looks, which looks at least as good as the movie actually does.
Something they had. I don't know. It's one of those things. I think that like people would have said it looked bad, like normies would have said it looked bad.
Yeah, but like it still looks bad.
Yeah, but now normies can say.
At least there was a fur texture on the creepers.
I don't know. And I know this is
but I think it would have been.
But like it was very obvious. Like I just feel like there were so many times in this movie where I was like, oh, they're clearly standing in front of a green screen, just kind of vibing.
Yeah, well that's the. I think that's the. It has some real like Shark Boy and Lava Girl like
it does.
vibes. Like
I just
which
feel
is
like
another
they weren't
movie,
like properly attached to the green screen, like in the way like they weren't like.
Well, part of that is it being an entirely like digital video game world limits you, but also, again, just to kind of go back to modern trends, like the modern trend is like when you're filming in front of a green screen, you light from every single possible angle so that you can put them in any context you end up needing in post. So that means that when you're actually filming the shot, you don't actually have any, context or grounding of like, what will the physical reality of this scene be when it's done? You're just shooting for the most possible adaptability whenever you do need to finish the shot. And that steals the sense of reality from the composited image.
What's the Karl Marx term? Alienation of production or whatever, where it's like they like.
Well, that's when you like. I make the leg of the chair, but I don't make the chair. I don't think.
I mean, I feel like this is like the film equivalent, where like you have no concept.
I like
of what
the
you're
actors
doing.
for the shot, but I don't make the shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
each individual. Like... yeah. And like it was probably like. The director was on set directing the actors, someone else lights, the cinematographer lights it or whatever. And then, probably some people in Korea did the animation. So yeah, they would have all been pretty disconnected from the final image. So with that cheery thought, we will wrap our discussion, I guess, unless you have anything else.
No, I don't think so. Are you excited for Minecraft 2? What do you think they're going to call it?
Minecraft movie hardcore mode. And if Steve dies in that one, he dies in real life.
Yeah. I mean, I guess one thing that we didn't talk about was that, like, all the action felt very low stakes because it never was, like, in the thought that any of them were going to die. Or, like, they were, like, the concept of death was, like, never even brought up by any of the characters, really.
I feel like that goes back to the whole, like, if the movie had taken even, like, 1 or 2 scenes to, like, actually slow down and have some, like, reality and some pacing, like, I think it would have automatically, like, without even changing the fight scenes, like, they just would have felt like more real people and they would have had more stakes. But
just have the young boy get shot by an arrow by the skeleton spider riders early on, and have, like, I don't know, Steve. Actually,
now I'm a little surprised none of them die in the game and drop their inventory as, like, a bit.
Well, like, all the, like, the piglins do.
They turn into, like, steaks or porks or whatever, but, like, you know, they should have had, like, the little boy dies and then he explodes into, like, a bunch of, some redstone, some iron blocks, some pumpkins, and a bunch of experience.
They had the perfect opportunity to do this. Because when he was opening, like, when they were in Steve's, like, treasure palace or whatever, they opened up the chest and there was, like, all the cool stuff, like the Ender Pearl and everything. There's a totem of undying in there, which is, like, when you die, you just come back to life. So, like, they could have just done that.
But you don't drop your inventory, so
they could.
And that's what we need is that beautiful inventory joke.
Well, I mean, you could fudge that part of it because, like, the number of Minecraft,
but that would have been. That could be the way they get split up, other than just arbitrarily deciding to for stupid reasons. Is one of them dies and gets sent back to spawn, and now they're not in the same place.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But again, I almost feel like at that point, like, I don't know. On some level, I think that probably doesn't help the stakes be where they should be. But at the same time, like, you can't, like, I mean, clearly you're never going to murder the little child.
But then the tension would be, yeah, we can respawn here, but we could get stuck in here forever, while we're trying to, like, save this world and our own world.
Okay. I think they're going to call Minecraft 2, Minecraft 2, the end.
That was my first thought, but I didn't say it. But I think that is more likely. Some small part of me is like, I know it won't be good. It's going to be very similar to this one. I mean, but part of me is like, what if they pull off the Logan of the Minecraft franchise, and it's like,
no, a
Steve only gritty survival drama, where he takes on one last fight against the Ender Dragon.
No, that's at least like a third film kind of thing.
The legacy sequel 20 years from now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they'll fight the Ender Dragon in the next one. I mean, my heart of hearts hopes they don't make another one because it doesn't deserve a sequel. But
I had to scroll through so many articles about how the director wants to do a sequel to find the one about when he got signed on to the movie. So,
well, the director always wants to do a sequel because they always want that money so they can eat.
Well, that's true. Jared Hess innocent.
But okay, I think we're finished. At the very least, I'm done talking about the Minecraft movie.
Yeah, me too. Next episode will actually be The Princess Bride, because there's no way I read half a book for no reason.
Yeah. I mean, what are we going to do? Watch Stitch again? Or watch Stitch and then put it off another month? There's no way.
Yeah, wouldn't happen.
Definitely not winking into the camera right now. But that's all. As always, we'd like to give credit to those that made this podcast possible, those that worked on the adaptation. Even though you made a terrible product, a great big thanks for at least giving us something to talk about for a little bit. To our listeners, thank you for tuning in. Join us next time when we definitely do The Princess Bride.
I don't feel as much animosity towards Jared Hess as I do to Alan Dean Foster. So.